As we come on the air here at 6 a.m., we are following breaking news in downtown Minneapolis. A shooting overnight leaving one dead, 3 others hurt, and prompting an urgent search for the suspect. This is video from the scene just after it happened. You can see roads blocked off and police focused there on Bar Zia. Let's welcome you in, everyone. I'm Jason Hackett alongside Lauren Lemanchek.
Audrey Russo is gathering information for us right now. We'll get to her in just a minute, but first let's get out to John with a look at our cold morning forecast.
Yes.
Now you say cold might be extreme, but it felt cold to me.
Yeah, I never really know what term to use, because if you say extreme terms in Minnesota like cold, someone out there is watching like, this isn't cold. I'm like, all right, so yes, whatever it is. It's in the 20s or low 30s regardless. It's like coat weather. It's very enjoyable, really nice, crispy, crunchy. The frost is upon us, first frost of the year. Mainly for the metro, it's a light frost. When you get up into Brainerd, it's a hard frost or freeze. And you can see temperatures, the definition of a freeze, you want to be in the middle 20s. Frost, anything hovering 32. And that's where we're at here in the metro. The Twin Cities at 39, but everyone else outside of the metro, Lake Elmo, Crystal, even Blaine, Cambridge, just kind of hanging around 32. St. Cloud and Princeton, though, we're down into the 20s. It's kind of a hard frost for sure there. Even colder to the north. The coldest spot is Hayward. We knew it would be. It's always Hayward. 23 degrees, 24 in Brainerd. High pressure settling in. Very crisp, chilly October morning. Gonna have a really nice afternoon, though. We'll take a look at it in your forecast. Cece, how's it looking?
Good morning. Things are pretty quiet here at 6:01. Some of my cameras are down, so we're using MnDOT's 511 map to show you crashes this morning. This is in Mendota Heights, Highway 62 eastbound near Dodd Road. This is as you're driving toward Robert Street into South St. Paul. You see that a vehicle is off here on the right shoulder. Traffic is still moving fine in that area, though. If you take a look here, drive times are still fine as you continue on east. I'll let you know when it clears, but it's pretty minor to your morning commute right now. Let's check out everyone else's commute this morning. If you're waking up in White Bear Lake, Bloomington, Woodbury, anywhere across the metro, your drive times will be great. I do want to do a little preview, though, for tonight, because work continues on 35W in Burnsville. I'll have the detours you'll need to take just after 6:15.
All right, we'll check back with you. Thank you, Cece. Well, back to that breaking news this morning out of downtown Minneapolis. A deadly shooting outside a bar just hours ago.
We know one man is dead and 3 other people are in the hospital. This happened just before midnight near South 4th Street and 4th Avenue South. That's right by the federal courthouse and a few blocks away from US Bank Stadium. So our Audrey Russo is joining us now. And Audrey, authorities are still looking for that shooter.
Yeah, and at this point, it's been hours since police first began their search for the suspect in this case. It happened here in front of Bar Zia. You can see the scene is clear. Things cleared around 5 a.m., but this is what it looked like when our crews first arrived on scene. Police were laying down evidence tags using K9 units to search for whoever's responsible for shooting and killing one man. Now, this suspect also shot and injured a man and 2 women. All 3 of those folks were brought to the hospital and they're expected to be okay. Now, I looked into Bar Zia's social media, and based on their posts, there was a Tipsy Tuesday event running from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. So I reached out to police to see if maybe that event was connected to the shooting in any way. Now, it was a pretty hectic scene out here. I did find some social media videos where folks were kind of streaming out into the street. Things obviously weren't as busy as they are right now. Police were just arriving on scene as people were kind of coming out here and standing, just taking in the entire scene. So police tell us that they are expecting to release more information at some point during the day, and we'll bring you those updates as soon as we get them both on air and online. Back to you.
Audrey, thank you. Well, we're also following breaking news out of Robbinsdale. In the last few hours, we learned that Director Kim Holmes has resigned from the area's school board. She's now the second board member to step down. Holmes says the decision came after the school board dissolved a temporary safety and security committee, and she also cited an unknown act of intimidation as another reason for leaving.
Right now, the Texas National Guard is in Illinois, stationed at an Army Reserve training facility about 50 miles outside of Chicago. Troops are preparing to go through special training before hitting the streets in Chicago.
Yeah, but this morning, the legal battle to stop that deployment altogether is pushing forward. Michelle's at the live desk breaking it all down.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Overnight, President Trump declared this make Chicago safe again.
That appears to be in tandem with the FBI director making a trip to Illinois. Also, the Texas governor saying the guardsmen from his state are now there too, quote, on the ground and ready to go. While all that played out in his state yesterday, J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, was actually in Minneapolis for a pre-planned event. He sat down with Governor Walz, who too said he is preparing for the possibility of troops deploying to Minnesota. That training in the Chicago suburb right now is all part of President Trump's efforts to deploy federalized National Guard troops to certain Democratic-led cities. Governor Pritzker is trying to fight this in court. A judge is set to hear Illinois' argument tomorrow.
So they sent all these folks, the ICE and CBP and now National Guard, without talking to me at all. They have not picked up the phone and called me, not once.
So this is not normal, and this is not to set up something that's peripheral to this. If it's about, helping us out on, an event that comes up, helping us out on crime or whatever it might be, none of this is it. Not coordinating with the governors, no, we do not hear from them.
And here's the latest out of Portland, Oregon, where we're seeing similar tensions over the National Guard deployment. A Trump administration request will come before an appeals court tomorrow. It's about a judge's order from over the weekend to block troops from going to Portland. Jason.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much. We are live on Capitol Hill this morning as President Trump faces pressure to address health care. Democrats say if he doesn't, there will be no deal to reopen the government as the shutdown enters week 2. Now, overnight, flight delays hit more major airports, including Chicago O'Hare, Nashville, and D.C. The Federal Aviation Administration warning there aren't enough air traffic controllers coming into work. Now, according to FlightAware, the peak of the delays across the country hit between 3 and 7 last night with 505, most of them coming from Chicago O'Hare. 6 of them were from MSP. We just checked flights at MSP, and there is one delayed flight to Denver this morning.
I want to see your flight not be delayed. I don't want you canceled, but our priorities are safety. And so if we have additional sick calls, we will reduce the flow consistent with a rate that's safe for the American people.
So the last government shutdown 6 years ago in 2019 went on for 35 days, and air traffic controllers played a key role in President Trump ending it. News reports at the time say major disruptions at airports tipped the scales. Well, just within the last few hours, President Trump's Middle East envoys arrived in Egypt to join talks to end the war in Gaza. U.S. officials say Steve Witkoff and Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, will not leave the Middle East without an agreement to release the hostages and reach a ceasefire. The White House is hoping to finalize a deal by the end of the week.
This morning, there's new video into our newsroom showing the moment a medical helicopter crashed onto a major highway in Sacramento, California. Take a look at this dash cam video from a car. Now, we showed you the aftermath of the crash yesterday, but now you can see the chopper flying low and then crashing in the middle of traffic. Several cars pulled over immediately, and about 15 people jumped out and rushed to help. Officials say one of the 3 crew members on board wound up trapped underneath the helicopter, and those who pulled over helped lift that aircraft off of them. All 3 victims are in the hospital this morning with critical injuries. A big embezzlement investigation is underway this morning. Newly released court records show the treasurer of the Isanti County Sheriff's Foundation, Kimberly Nordenstrom, allegedly created fake bank accounts and brought in $100,000 in grant money. The complaint says she used the money to pay off her debts and buy farming equipment.
For this person to do what she did, I'm beside myself.
In my 31 years as the Isanti County attorney, I don't recall thefts in this large an amount.
Nordenstrom is facing 2 charges of felony theft.
In a few months, the Star Tribune will begin laying off print workers. They announced yesterday they're letting go nearly 160 employees at their Heritage Print facility. Those cuts come as the paper prepares to relocate its printing operations to a facility in Des Moines, Iowa. Layoffs begin 3 days after Christmas.